Good morning, everyone. My name is Aviva Braun. I'm the incident meteorologist serving on the Windy Fire with the Great Basin Team 6, serving you and making sure that this fire stays contained as it is. Today we do have a wind event coming with what's called an inside slider. It's a very strong cold front embedded in this strong low passing through the area. And we sort of have two stories going on either side of the fire, west versus east. So let's start with the west side. On this west side, you can already see, if you look out your window, there are a number of clouds building up against the foothills into the west side of the fire up to the divide. And on this side, we're going to see more of a lighter wind, higher humidities, and cooler temperatures as this front moves in. And when I say higher humidities, we're looking at the humidities dropping off a good 20 to 40% over the course of the afternoon because the air within this inside slider is just so dry with this strong wind event. So the other part of this is under those clouds, we could get a light sprinkle, maybe even a dusting of snow, but that's primarily going to be on this northwest side of the fire ahead of the divide, on the west side of that divide. Now let's talk about what's going on the on the east side of this fire. We do have a high wind warning issued for the fire between 1100 and 1800. That's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. To 5 p.m. this evening. And that's for the area along the divide, those highest elevations that goes basically through the center of this fire and then eastward. Within this high wind warning, we're looking for gusts between 50 and 60 mile per hour at the worst. And those are going to happen in the areas where we have wind-aligned drainages, gapped areas, saddles in the mountain, and those exposed ridge lines. Those are the areas that are going to see those strongest winds. Now, it's not always going to be that way over the entire fire because there are areas that are more sheltered, but the primary concern with these winds is all the fire-weakened trees and the threat of those toppling. And so for the most part today, to make sure that we don't have any firefighters that get injured, Ops has chosen to kind of be more conservative and make sure that we don't have any teams that are in harm's way. They will be keeping an eye on the fire. There are a few areas that are going to be kept a close watch of, especially those open areas. But for the most part, we're hoping that we don't see any of those issues and that we don't put anybody in those harm's way to make sure that that happens. So that's the tail of the system. West, dry, cooler, higher humidities, lower wind gusts, then the east side of this fire. After this inside slider moves on through, we're going to start seeing a drop off of those winds around 5 p.m. and then decreasing over the course of the night on the east side, steep drop off on the west side. And then tomorrow we start moving into a much drier pattern, but it will be a bunch more chilly. You will wake up to colder temperatures as that cold air really seeps in. Tomorrow night is going to be the chilly night.